Well, I'm back down here at the bridge. I got in and did a little mowing, got rid of some of the brush around. But before I can do much of anything else, I've got 8 ties left to put in. And I'm going to change the arrangement of these. But before I can even get to that, I've got 4 more the short ties. And I got 4 more of the long ties, but they've got 2 of them, 2 of the 4 have these plates on them. And I'll take you over here, you can see it better on this other one. These ties here are bolted on, and them bolts have set in there now. This is an unused tie, actually. All of these long ones are unused except one, I think. And the bolts that are in there, I tried with a wrench and I don't have enough arm strength to turn them out, so I brought out a big old pipe wrench. I'm going to see if I can get it on there and see if I can turn them and get those off there, because I really need them off. If try to put them down on the bridge, if I turn them up, they'll be in the way. If I turn them down, then they're going to hit on the I-beams that I got running across there. So I just need to get them off of there so that I can go ahead and get this project done. So I think that's what I'll do right now. It's going to be 98 degrees today, and right now it's already 86, so I need to get started before it gets too hot. But we'll be working here in the shade. So I'll start with the smaller wrench because I think it'll fit in there better. See what happens with this. Yeah, that'll turn. Well, it's a nice bolt. Gonna have a few of those to work with now. Don't know what I need them for. Well, that one there's a little bit too tight. Let me grab the other pipe wrench. Should be able to get a little more torque with that one, don't you think? Boy, there's always one that wants to fight you. Always one. Can't do that. If I pull out on it, it'll tip the tractor. See that? That's tractor tipping. I hope it don't fight the whole way. I'll have to take a break if it does. Get a little easier. They make a special wrench for this. It's about 6 feet long. Of course, the newer ones put in with hydraulic hammer drives, but for centuries they put these in with a big old wrench, and I'm just trying to take one out. Of course, when they put them in, they're green. Okay, both those are off, so now I can start figuring out what I'm going to do on the layout. But as you can see, it's in sunlight right now, and this turned off to be about 95 degrees out here, so I think I'm going to park this back in the pile and come do them up in the morning when it's a little bit cooler. Because if this drought don't lift, I suspect it'll stay hot for a while longer. I pulled these ties out. Decided I was going to rearrange them. I've got some thin ties and some thick ties, and I've got short ties and long ties in the 8-foot, 8.5 foot. There's 2 different lengths of those, and I wanted to kind of group them up together, and I'll show you later on why I wanted to do that. But at any rate, I pulled them ties out, and I'd picked up some replacement ties for a few of the shorter ones so that I could have just a little better patterning when I put them in there. But basically, I'm going to just pull them out, and that big long tie there in the center, I'm not going to end up using it for anything at all, even though I thought I would. But I put them in, kind of grouped them all together, and just kind of laid them in there. And then I'll come back later and I'll adjust all of them so that their center lines are lined up and the edges will be staggered. Okay, well, That does it. Got all of them on there. Oh. It's in full sun now, and it's probably about 94. It's heading, I think, for 98 today. And they're not exactly where I want them yet. What I have is I have three sizes. I've got 11 footers, 3 on each end, okay, and then 8.5 footers all the way down there till you get to the last 2 before the 11 footers, and those are only 8 foot long, but that's okay. But what I want to do is I want to go in there and line the centers up and align them so that the overhangs on each side will be even. I don't think I'm going to saw them off. I just really don't want to have the end of the tie laying on the I-beams there. But anyway, I think I'll do that. And then gonna take this end right here, and I'm going to just fill that full of stone, okay, and then build that up as a ramp, because this actually comes down. I don't know if you can see it. I'll lower it down here, but that brings this bridge back up to this level right down here, okay. By the time I get a little stone in there and get some gravel thrown in, then should be a pretty good approach ramp. On the other end, got plenty of rocks. As you know, we're never at a loss for rocks here, and I can use those to build that up. I have done some work on that. I'll show you. Let me set the tripod down here. I have done some work here years ago. In fact, probably about 30 years ago. I got in here and I started hauling out some of the bigger rocks that I had that I found laying around here, putting them right there. That right there, that is a groundhog hole. So I'm probably going to have to fix that thing so it don't leak. And this side over here has washed out a little bit, and that's why I say I would like to bring it back one more. I'm going to get rid of this hickory tree here. When I get the backhoe on, I'll just pull that stump out of there. But I'm going to build that up with rocks on the other side of this one more timber I'm putting down here. Then I think, I'm not for sure, I haven't made up my mind, but I'm thinking about getting 2 tie boards. Probably just be some treated 2x12s, and putting a strip down each side to hold these so that they don't shift and move around a bunch. I'm not too worried about there ain't gonna be enough traffic down here for them things to get jostled too much, but they can move. And never seen it, but it's impossible. I could get a big enough washout here that try to affect it. But anyway, I'm not going to tie them down to the steel, but I am going to tie them all together. So then I'm going to throw a few rocks up here and see if I can start building this approach. That'll be the outside edge. I cut her off here at a 45 on that angle. I'll copy it down to the other end. Then I'll repeat. Well, I'm gonna fasten down these boards. Not going to fasten the ties down to the steel. Don't see any reason to do that. This water never gets more than about knee deep underneath there, so it doesn't ever get up to the steel itself. So I'm just gonna put these boards on there, make it a little smoother to get across it, and on top of that, I'm thinking that if I tie them all together, they ain't gonna move. If they do move, it ain't gonna be much. At least not enough for them to get out of alignment or push the ends off here. So I'm going to get in here, and I've got these 4.5 inch headlock wood screws. They end up looking like this. I'm going to pre-drill them and then drive them in. Let's see how this goes. That ain't no thing. Well, I think that's going to work out okay. I'll just put 2 on each end. Then I'm just going to put 1 in each of the other ties. That'll give me 3 screws across each one. That should hold it. Like I said, I ain't trying to keep them from floating away or anything. I'm just wanting them so that they don't jostle around. So I'll set you up here and you can watch as I put the screws in down the length of them. I'm gonna 1 screw and I'm going to alternate left to the right to the left edge. that pretty much does it. Got them screwed down. They're in place. But it's about 95 degrees out. I've got some errands I got to run this afternoon. So I think I'm gonna call this a day today. Maybe tomorrow come back and we'll start on building this end up here. I've got probably about a foot to build up. Brush to get out of the way. Got that hickory tree here that I'm gonna have to get out. Got some big old rocks I'm gonna have to put in to build this side up here, so that then I can fill it. And I think I'll give it a rest for the day. But I think I got that in right where I wanted it. The scheme here is that the outside two are the width of the pickup to the center line of those, and the center and then outside on either side, because they're centered up there, or right in the middle of one there is set up so that my tractor treads will run across them. And then the four-wheeler, it'll fit right down through the middle there, and don't really care how rough it is on the four-wheeler running it across. But anyway, I expect that because they ain't all the same height, that this board's gonna bow a little bit, because I snugged them up just a little bit to the bottom side of the board, and this board here will bow a little bit, and eventually those screws will pop up a little bit. But the way they're made, they're pretty good about being able to go ahead and just drive them on in. So after the treated boards season out a little and the take their bow, I'll come back down here with that driver bit and put them back in, get those heads back down flush. But for now, that's the way I was looking at it. Feels pretty solid. It's what I was looking for. Now, question is it wide enough to get a big vehicle across? Well, it just is, I'll tell you that much. Just is wide enough. It's about 7 feet 4 inches straight across from one side to the other at the narrowest point, and that'll hold up about anything. Might have a little trouble if I get a pair of dualies in here, but most anything else make it across there okay. So now I can start working on getting in here and clearing off the path back in here. I've done a little brush hogging, but as you can see, I've got a goodly amount of brush and stuff that I need to clean up. So like I said, for now, that's about as far as I'm going to get to today. Well, that pretty much does it. Tree's gone. So now, got to come up with some big rocks. I've got still got that hole there I got to fill in. That's got a groundhog in it. Don't know if he's in there or not, but he should have another exit, so well, I'm not going to shed a lot of tears. But I'm going to fill that in. Then I'm going to build this up on this side. Let's take a look up through here. This, right along the side here, is where everything up there drains. I'm going to change it and move it and elevate it so that the rocks run through here, and see if I can channel it on farther away. Then I'm going to get some smaller rocks like riprap and fill that up and let it pour off there gently down into the bottom of the draw there. So anyway, I guess the next step is I'm going to go gather some rocks. Well, that's a pretty good start. About all I want to put in that little cart, but wanted to show you something. This is a nod to Dirt Perfect, but he ain't the only one who can find a spoon. It ain't silver, but it's definitely a spoon. We got that going for us. Okay, so I've got a little bit of chinking to do. Got some holes I got to fill up. Then I can backfill this. Want to fill in some more rocks down in this area here, but I got a little more build up on the other side. Got a couple rocks here I want to drop over there, but I've got some stones I can drop in there to get that kind of filled up, and then I'll be ready to bring up some fill dirt, fill this baby in. That's the inside. Here's the outside. So I think that'll hold it. About dinner time, I think I'm gonna head up to the house. Well, the weather's changed. We got a little rain. Got about 1 3/4 inches. It was enough to settle the dust. Had a cold snap. Finally got the trees started turning a little bit. I'm gonna go down, check this bridge, see how the soil down there settled in. I think I'm going to bring tractor down here in a little bit and pack it down, but let's just take a look and see what we got. Oh yeah, hard as a rock, doesn't even leave footprints. Look at that. Can't see where I walked. Bridge pretty solid. Let's see. Oh yeah, yeah. settled in pretty nice. Yep. See, just a touch of a footprint there. Not much. So I think I'm gonna call this the end. Well, I was glad to get this project done to this point. Don't know that I could have done it alone. Brady helped with the clearing the brush and trapping those animals. Neighbor Mike taking all them dead trees out along that draw. And Jackson chainsawing and splitting wood, helped me lay those ties up there. I couldn't have got it done without their help. And now, I think I got this good enough for this year. I think that's about all I'm gonna do, because now I can get to the other side and start clearing out some of that dead timber in there that I haven't been able to get to for 20 years. Sometimes a man knows when he's blessed. So we have a new family member. I'd like you to meet Gabby. Have a seat there, girl. Sit. Gabby. Gabby. Sit. 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 Sit down. Sit. There you go. That's a good doggy right there. It's a good dog. Yeah. I want to thank you for all your comments and all your encouragement in this project. And I hope that you and all your loved ones have nothing less than a wonderful Thanksgiving.